and it's feeling kind of, well, compute and what could go wrong? Get it off of me. Oh, it just looks kind of like wrong. Hello my love, welcome back. Are you joining me today as I prepare for a year of showering, beauty, hair care and whatnot on the road out of our soon to be converted camper van.
Got it. How far should I spin?
For a full year, so come along with me as I figure this out today. Let's dive straight in with showering. Lots of van lifers don't actually have showers in their vans. I don't know if you follow other van lifers, but this is something that we noticed when we first got into the whole van life movement, started just binging so many YouTube channels, and it was like, how are people showering? They don't have showers in their vans. And how they're showering is often having to go to a campsite where there's showers, having to have maybe a gym membership where there's showers. That does not vibe with how we want to be doing van life. We want to be bimbling about the Italian countryside, for example, not looking for a gym with a shower, not necessarily tied to some kind of campsite or touring park. We are planning to be able to be self-sufficient off-grid as best as we can. So that wasn't really what we wanted. Hence, we bought a larger than average van, and hence we are now having to upgrade our licenses to be able to drive the big heavy beast. So that's the compromise that we were willing to make, but we will be fitting a shower into the van. I say will be, it's not fully in yet. Ooh. Now, wouldn't it be lovely if I could take you on a tour of the shower right now? But if you know us at all by this point, you'll know that that's not really how the Javids roll. The shower and many things in the van will be worked on until the 11th hour. So we'll have to make do with this instead. This is the shower cubicle. So keeping clean isn't going to be a problem. That was a non-negotiable for us. That feels really good to have that in the van. If we have a day on the beach, we can come back, shower, feel clean, get into bed, being all clean. And I think in the van, cleanliness is even more important than at home because of the small space. It can feel really gross really quickly if you're not able to shower and you're not kind of clean, and then you're getting into your sheets and it's feeling kind of, well, you know what I mean. So that is solved, at least. The next thing to figure out for me has been makeup. Now, I am not any kind of makeup or beauty guru at all. In fact, I'm laughing at that because I've had the same makeup routine since I was probably 16. Literally. So some of the products that I use have changed, but actually the steps that I do and the things that I do are the same. I am very low maintenance, even though I do like to put on makeup most days, and I'm not really willing to go into van life and just say, screw it, I'll wear no makeup for a full year. I like to feel like that's done and I feel a bit put together. So it is something I'm factoring in for the year, but it's quite minimal for me. So I do the same things every day. I'll take you through my beauty routine. It's really not routine, but what I do for me, and you'll probably laugh at how archaic some of my things are. I am not into any of the contouring. That scares me that the young women do, and I don't do things like brow stuff that people get done, like treatments. I don't even know the names for them. I don't have lash extensions. I don't have any kind of filler or Botox. Very low maintenance on this front. The thing that I am doing though is I've been trying to figure out how much makeup to take to serve me for a full year. And I've also been trying to figure out how much to take in the way of toiletries, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, these kind of things. Now, before you start shouting at your screen and saying, but Corrie, I am pretty sure they have shampoo on the continent, but Corrie, I'm pretty sure you can get moisturiser and deodorant in Europe. I know. However, I'm really particular about the kind of products that I use on this front. They say you shouldn't put something on your skin that you wouldn't put in your mouth, and I take that quite seriously, and I kind of cleaned up my beauty, hair care, etc. routine years ago, and I've stuck with it, and I don't want to go back. Consequently, I've been trying to figure out how the heck do I compute and work out how much makeup and toiletries I'm going to need for a year so that I don't have to go and buy something questionable, which will also be, you know, in a different language. I'm going to be figuring out what the ingredients are. I can't be bothered with that. So to the best of my abilities, I want to pack makeup and toiletries for the entire year. Now, fortunately, because of the nature of them, they're pretty small, so that's good. The other thing that I've noticed in trying to plan for this is that a lot of the eco swaps that I've made so far actually make things a little bit more van life friendly. So for example, these are what I use to what was that noise? To take my makeup off. I don't use wet wipes, I don't use any kind of cleanser or anything like that. Again, feel free to judge me and be horrified at my very low maintenance basic B routine here. But these are just some kind of cloth material. When they're wet, they just take my eye makeup off, my face makeup off really easily. Then you either chuck them in the washing machine or just wash them out in some, you know, mild detergent in the sink. Good to go, good to use again. So I started using those in place of face wipes years ago and have not looked back. These are just from Amazon. I'll pop a link below in case you want the same ones. But these have been a really great thing because I don't need to have packs and packs of wet wipes. So things like that are actually quite useful. The other thing, just to get a little bit TMI and personal, is my razor. But it's one of these ones where this piece comes off, it unscrews. I won't do it now because I'll end up cutting myself with a razor blade because I'm not paying full attention. And there's an actual razor blade inside of it. So I swapped to this because, hello, no plastic, yay, environment. And haven't looked back. So I got this from, well, I get a lot of my I'm waving this at you. I get a lot of my eco swap stuff from a company called Peace with the Wild. Not an ad, just a fan. But they're really good for this kind of thing. You can get the razor there, and then all I need, so that's the one razor. This is why this is friendly for van life and stocking up. Just bringing the razor, and then this is like a packet of, I can't remember if this is 5 or 10, I don't have my glasses on, 5 replacement razors in there. So we just need a few of these. That takes up no space. So some of the eco swaps are really serving us, or serving me in particular, for the van life situation. How I've been trying to figure this all out is not very scientific. Well, I started scientific with my mascara and then I just kind of am winging it from there. What could go wrong? So what I did with my mascara, and actually, no, tell a lie, I did this with my moisturizer as well. I made a note of the point at which I started using a new tube of mascara. We'll talk about this brand because this is not an eco one. This is not clean. And then when it ran out, so fortunately I had the foresight to do this long enough ago that I could get through one tube of mascara before we set off, so I would know roughly how long it took me to go through one tube. So I wrote it down, then I calculated as a result, and then I threw another one in. So I think it was like 3 months. It's pretty decent amount of time. So I did that with my mascara, and I did it with my moisturizer, and I've calculated for them in an actually fairly accurate way. For the rest of it, I've just thought, oh, I can more or less kind of figure it out based on what I think I've been using. Just got all of the supplies out here to take a look at it. And now I'm starting to second guess myself, and I might end up doing that panic thing that I do at Christmas. How many of you do this at Christmas? So what happens at Christmas is I like a fairly minimal Christmas. I don't like to, in particular with my daughter, buy her a ton of things. So I'm like, I'm gonna buy her 3 key gifts, and then at the last minute I panic that it's not enough and I buy a few more things. This happens all the time. And I feel like I might veer towards this with some of these toiletries. I'm like, oh yeah, that'll definitely be enough shampoo bars. Maybe I need another 2. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. The thing that I do need to remind myself of is that we're going to have a number of friends and family come to visit us at various points through our gap year. So if I run out of something, especially if it's something small like a shampoo bar, then I can just have one sent to my mum's house and get her to bring it with her, for example, to have it sent to my best friend's house and ask her to bring it. So as long as it's not too many things, then I think that that's reasonable. So that's been my strategy to prepare. Be accurate with 2 items and then just kind of wing it and guess with the rest. I'll walk you through what I do for makeup, and then some of the other toiletries that I'm bringing, and then I'm going to talk to you about what the heck I'm doing about colouring my hair on our gap year. So I'll tell you the things in the order that I do them. Again, don't judge me, don't laugh. Well, feel free to. I won't know, just don't tell me in the comments. the simplicity of my beauty regimen. I always start with, I just wash my face with water, and I know, shocking. And then I moisturize. So this moisturizer, which comes in this box, I'll do that thing that, ooh, I'm such a beauty influencer, how they put the hand behind the product so that you can see it and the camera focuses. I used to just think that was a fancy thing that they were doing until I got a camera and realised, oh, you have to do it, otherwise it's blurred. But it is this organic rose moisturiser. I really like it. It's not too rose florally. It's just rich enough without being too rich, just light enough without being too light. My skin likes it. My skin is very picky. If it can get a little breakout, it will, and this doesn't cause it to. So I'm very happy with this, been using it for years. I've got, see, this is one I'm second guessing now. Even though this was one of the ones that was scientific, I felt like. I've got 3 boxes of these. I don't go through them super quickly. It's only quite a small bottle, but a little goes a long way. I think I might need another one. So I start with a moisturiser, then I put on my mascara. So yeah, let's just address this. This is not clean at all. So this is just Rimmel Extra Super Lash Mascara. I've been using this bad boy since I was about 16. I have tried pretty much every standard and higher end mascara out there over the years, and nothing competes with this one in my mind. It's like £5 a tube. It's not clean at all. I don't even want to look at the ingredients on it, quite frankly. The way I see it is it's not on my skin, it's on my eyelashes. Don't correct me without thinking. Let me have my little story there, right? So this is one of my non-clean beauty indulgences, let's say, even though it's like super cheap. But it just stands up to the task. So I find that my mascara doesn't typically flake. I'm probably going to edit this and find when I'm confronted with myself on a big screen, my mascara has flaked and is just proving me wrong, but it generally doesn't. If I cry, it doesn't tend to come off. If I wear it all day, it doesn't kind of like end up under my eyes or anything. So this is a really good mascara. It also is good at clinging all the way to the tips. I've got very blonde eyelashes, so it will actually cling all the way to the tips. You can, I don't know if that's picking it up. Anyway, not an ad, they're just fun. So that's the next thing that I do. Then I pop on some concealer, and I really like this one, and it's so annoying. There's not much point me showing this to you. I'll show it to you anyway, because they've discontinued it. Oh, don't you hate that? Don't you hate it when you find something you really like and they discontinue it? The reason I like this brand, so this is Inica. I've got a lot of their makeup before. It's because it's organic and it doesn't contain sunflower oil for the most part. I try and stay away from that. That's a whole topic we could do a whole episode on. This is a really good concealer. It's like a good color match for me. Goes on nicely. Again, my skin doesn't react to it. So I actually got loads of it because it was discontinued. I just got as many as they would let me add to the basket. So I've got 5 of them. So that's covered. So that's what I do next. Then I do something about my eyebrows. Now my eyebrows, I need to go back in time and punch 1990s me in the face for overplucking her eyebrows because I really regret that. And my mum told me I would regret it. And don't you hate it when your mum's right about these things? She was like, you're going to regret plucking them so thin. I was like, you don't know. This will always be fashionable. And they've never grown back, so they're really uneven. One is not way fuller, because neither of them are full, let's be honest. One is way fuller than the other, but they're so overplucked and they have so many gaps, they need to be filled in, otherwise I just look like I don't have any eyebrows. So I really like a brand, again, I get it from Peace with the Wild, called Zao? Z-A-O. I nearly said Zao. I have to get it in 2 colours. I have to use light brown when I'm filming for YouTube, and I use the blonde just in everyday life. The blonde in everyday life looks perfectly fine. Oh, I need to get my bread out of the oven. Okay, I'm back. That bread is smelling so good. It's gonna make me hungry. Eyebrows, yes. So I have 2 different colours if I'm filming or not filming. This one is perfectly decent for my everyday life. I have eyebrows, and somehow this situation just deletes my eyebrows, which I found out in horror editing some of my first videos. So now I have to put on this one if I'm filming. It is what it is. So I pencil in the eyebrows. Then I sometimes will put on some eyeliner. So again, same brand, Zao, just a black pencil eyeliner. I do have the same brand, their liquid eyeliner. I'm not bringing a spare one because I don't wear it a ton. And I already have one of these, and I don't go through pencils very often. So I've only got a spare set of each of them. So we'll see what happens there. Then my other non-clean indulgence, and I don't use this a ton, so telling myself it's okay, is this Remember this, everyone's seen this before, right? The YSL Touche Eclat. Now, it's probably not supposed to be used as a concealer because I think it's actually an illuminator, but I get really dark circles under my eyes, so that's what I mainly use the concealer for. And I just find on certain days, like just right here and right there, just helps just to kind of like reflect some light off and look slightly less tired. Even if I'm not tired, I look tired without makeup. It is what it is. So that is something. I got 2 of them. They last quite a long time, so I only use like a tiny bit and I don't even use it every day. So that's the next step. And then I put on blusher. So I don't wear foundation. I don't really like a ton of stuff on my skin. I just find that by the end of the day, if I put it on, I'm like, get it off of me. And my skin doesn't enjoy it either. Oh, this one's sealed, so I can't open it up for you. But again, same brand, really nice blusher. I tend to look a bit kind of pale in the cheek area. My nose will be the thing, as you probably pick this up on camera, that catches the sun, and then the rest of me won't be quite as tan. So I also have their bronzer, so I have the bronzer and blush, and depending on if I need to even things up, basically I use that, and this will just give me a bit of a healthy glow. That's it, that's literally all I do. So concealer, mascara, eyeliner sometimes, eyebrows, blush. I'm not a fancy lady, but I do those things pretty consistently. It takes me like 5 minutes to do my makeup. So those are the things that I'm taking and the multiples that I've bought. We'll see if that stands me in good stead. Our food just arrived, and so we ate, and now I'm back. And now one of my neighbours is having a party or something, so I don't know if you can pick up that annoying music in the background. I'm just gonna have to roll with it. It's also darker, whatever, let's move on. And in terms of other toiletries, I actually changed over to shampoo bars a while ago. So I find getting really clean shampoo brands is really quite difficult. There's always so many ingredients in shampoo, and my scalp is quite sensitive. So I've tried all sorts of brands, and something that I've noticed sometimes with these more clean brands is that they'll start off with decent ingredients. I used to use one, and I won't mention the name of it because it's no good anymore. They changed their formula over time and started creeping in all of the kind of parabens and nonsense that I don't want to have, which really annoyed me because I'm not in the habit of rereading the ingredients every time. And I was like, why is my scalp so irritated? And then I realized they'd changed the formula. Annoying. So anyway, I changed to shampoo bars because they have really like few ingredients in them, and my hair actually really likes these. So this one, you can see there, my daughter's hair is different to mine, so she has this one, which is the same brand, but it's like a pineapple one. So it'd be better if we could both use the same, but alas, our hair is different and like different things. But because of shampoo bars, so I bought 4 for me, it only takes up that much space, and we're not worrying about bottles rolling around. So what I bought also to go with them is I bought us each one of these shampoo tins. So it has like ridges in the bottom so that the shampoo won't go all kind of like gross, but equally it means that it's not gonna like rolling around at the bottom of the shower cubicle, and somewhere for us to store it. So that's quite cool, quite happy with how that's worked out. Now, the only thing is I haven't found like a conditioner bar that I like, so I do have one glass bottle. I'm annoyingly going to have to decant this probably to something plastic, which just seems so kind of wrong. So I might see if I've got something I can reuse at least. This is the same brand. I haven't got my glasses, so I can't tell you what it is. You can read it for yourself. It's a really nice conditioner. With conditioner though, I could always use something like a little bit of coconut oil, even a tiny bit of olive oil, that kind of thing. And I don't use a ton of conditioner, so that doesn't seem like a huge amount, but I already have half a bottle of one as well. I think that's going to be enough. Then for like body wash soap, we use the same thing for hand soap. For body wash, shower gel, we use just Castile soap. So my husband gets that in big quantities, so we'll be taking some of that with us. Again, in the pursuit of more clean beauty products, and especially with something that you're putting right on your skin and it is absorbing in, I'm really choosy. And I find it really hard to find a good moisturizer, like body moisturizer. However, what I just use now is just pure organic shea butter. I'm using this brand here, and I really like that. It's just a lump of organic shea butter, which comes with a little wooden scoop, and all I do is put a blob in my hands, just hold my hands together to warm it, and then smooth it on. It is a little bit heavier, but I don't mind that because I get kind of like dry skin, and I find that really, really good. And because it is just one ingredient, I feel so much better about that than something with a ton of fragrances. And also they, even in the clean beauty brands, they tend to sneak seed oils in, and I definitely do not want seed oils on my skin when I'm in the sun. That's what I'm doing for that. And then the last thing that I have over here that I have prepared for van life is deodorant. So we really like this Salt of the Earth brand. So this is like one of the tubes you can get, and then I got refills, lavender and vanilla. I really like this one. That one's really nice. Neroli and orange blossom, that maybe says. My old eyes can't cope. So I've got 4 of these. That's the deodorant, and again, super clean in terms of ingredients, especially under the arm. Like there's, when I think of the deodorants I used to use and all of that toxic crap just entering your lymph nodes and stuff, so that is not something I'm willing to compromise on. So this is the way that I've prepared for like beauty and hygiene so far. What the heck am I gonna do about my hair? Here's the thing, I've been chatting with my hairdresser for months now about what should we do with my hair. I am quite nervous about having my hair done at any old place, partly because I have very fine hair. If I'm having it highlighted or something and it's not done by somebody super skilled who kind of works with my type of hair regularly, it's really easy to overlap too much of the bleach and to get loads of breakage. So I do have to be a little bit careful with my hair. I also think that if you're, you know, in my case, traveling to countries where sometimes the general population won't be very fair, have fine, fair hair, the hairdresser might be used to working with people with very dark hair. So I just feel a bit nervous. And then also you have the language barrier. So we've come up with, or I say we, she's come up with a plan for me, bless her heart, so that I can maintain something without it just looking just grown out and me feeling a bit kind of like, oh, it just looks kind of like wrong. The plan that she's come up with for me is she talked me through and showed me, and I mean, obviously I'm watching her do my hair every time anyway, but talked me through how I can put in just a few, like 4 or 6 packets of highlights myself just at the front, just to lighten up around the face, and the rest where we've been strategically sort of merging my natural color with the blonde over time should actually tide me over for the months that we are traveling. And the other thing that she suggested for me is putting on a toner. So I'll do these highlights through the front, and then the toner, she said, should blend the kind of color between the new highlighted pieces and also my hair from the roots to where it was previously highlighted. So it kind of like smudges everything in a pleasing way so that it doesn't look like such a kind of like line of regrowth. That's the plan. I'm going to be going to the hairdressing supply shop and getting things like a pin-tailed comb to weave my highlights and getting the bleach and stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's kind of terrifying. And during lockdown, she sent me a list of what I could do with my hair back then, which was a slightly different approach, but and I bought all of the things and I just chickened out and never actually got around to doing it. But that was fewer months than this is going to be, and I think she said just leave it until it annoys you sufficiently and then you'll do it. And I thought that actually she's probably right. So my plan is, for colouring, I'm going to be my own hairdresser for the year. What could go wrong, right? Seems like a sensible strategy. All just so I can avoid having my hair done terribly by somebody else. I'll just do it terribly myself. Should be okay, shouldn't it? I bet you are gonna want me to make a video of that the first time I attempt it. These are some of the things that you have to think about, or you don't have to think about. These are some of the things that I'm thinking about as we hurtle towards our van life adventure, spending several months on the road. What is something that I've forgotten? Hair, beauty, personal, grooming wise, what would you have done? Some of my friends said, why don't you dye your eyelashes, then you don't have to have mascara? Why don't you get your eyebrows microbladed? Whatever. Why don't you, suggested several things. I'm just a bit afraid of these types of things, and so I'll just stick with what I know, take my makeup with me. But I'd be curious to know, let me know in the comments, if you were planning for 9 to 12 months on the road, what would you be doing the same? What would you be doing differently? What have I forgotten? I feel like I've forgotten something, or I feel like you're gonna think, actually, she hasn't packed nearly enough of this. Tell me, help me out. help a mother out? Tell me below in the comments. So I have no idea what I'll be filming next week. I am not able to plan in advance at this point. We are moving out just so shortly, so you're just going to be coming along for the ride with us as we wind life down here, quit the rat race, and set off to the continent. So join me next week and we'll see what we're up to by then. And until then, go and live your dream life. Bye for now.